Hey my bosses, Jean Entre here. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you 3 things I'm doing to prepare for NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo is the National Novel Writing Month, and it starts in November. It's actually starting November 1st. Usually this is the time when writers get together, authors get together, and let me try to change this, and they try to write a book. Usually it's a fiction book, but I'm writing a non-fiction book within a month. And so the first thing I'm doing to make sure that I actually knock this book out is to create an outline. I know a lot of people think that in order to write a book, you need to be hit by inspiration. But the reality is that prolific writers plan their books, okay? And so that's one of the things that I've been doing, is really setting out a plan for what is going to go into the book. It's what I did for my first book when I freelance writing. It's what I'm going to do for this book, is actually write out a plan of what I want to go in each of the chapters. And I read this book that I really think is a great book, How to Write a Saleable Book. I'm going to leave the link to the Amazon link to the book in the description below. But I think that book does a really good job of telling you how to structure and how to actually finish writing your nonfiction book really quickly. And usually these are books that you already have the knowledge. You know, you definitely have to do some research and so on, but most of the knowledge is something that you have. And so it comes to you fairly easily. So I'm creating an outline, right? I'm creating an outline. And the second thing I'm doing is also beginning to find out the design elements for this particular book. So that includes the book cover, right? And so I have to begin to think of, you know, the designer. I know my friend Trish, if you're watching, hey girl. But she's somebody that I go to for my book covers. She's done other people's book covers as well. And so maybe I'll be hitting her up. Most likely I'll be hitting her up for a book cover. Design elements for social media, for promoting the book, right? A lot of us will finish writing the book and then think about how we're going to promote it. But if you watch this little mini video that I did here, it's like 50 seconds long, where I talked about, like, one of the things you should start thinking about as you enter NaNoWriMo is begin, how am I going to market my book? If you're writing the book for your own purposes, for your own self, that's fine, friend. You can do that. But a lot of us may want to use that book as a way to get in front of organizations we want to speak in front of, or you want it to get into the hands of readers around the world. Whatever your plan is, you are going to have to market that book, right? And so it's important for you to begin to think about that. And so as I begin to think about the marketing of the book, I do a lot of promotion and a lot of posting on social media. So that's going to be a very heavy portion of how I'm going to promote the book. And so I need to begin to think about those design elements for social media, for my blog, for the book cover, and so on and so forth, even for YouTube, okay? Wherever I'm going to post, I need to think of design elements for the book. The third thing I'm also doing right now as I prepare, we're just a few days away, but as I prepare, is thinking about where I'm going to publish the book. I know for most of us, Amazon is usually the go-to, and you should publish a book on Amazon because 80% of the indie markets readers out there are reading on Amazon. But Amazon is not the only platform where people are reading books. It's definitely the lion's share, but you want to think of other ways to distribute your book. You may want to think about subscription models, all right? And so when you think about Amazon has Kindle Unlimited. That's a subscription model that you can enroll in. But the problem with Kindle Unlimited is that, if you check out this video, I talk about it, is that you are exclusive to Amazon. You can't really publish that same book anywhere else. But then like I told you, there are other platforms like Google Play Books, Apple Books, Nook, Kobo, right? I'm going to do a whole video talking about all these platforms where you can publish books, but all these are the platforms. They're subscription model platforms like Scribed, for instance. There are other smaller ones out there, and you also have to think that there are emerging markets all over the world. when you're marketing your book, for those of us in the US, sometimes it's easy to think that you're only marketing to people maybe in the US or Canada. But the truth is that there are sub-markets and other platforms beyond the ones we know that are out there that are itching for your books. These are international markets. And so you could be moving into even more international markets with your book. Now, of course, I recommend that you start with one place like Amazon and then branch out. But for me, that has published not just one, because when I freelance writing is like my 4th or 5th book. So now that I'm moving on to what my 6th book, I'm really beginning to think about other platforms where I can publish wide, where I can get more reach for my books, where I can reach more people basically with the book. So I'm beginning to document that as well, because it's helpful to document all of these so that you're ready once the book is done to begin putting your book out there and making the money that you deserve, or getting the recognition that you deserve from the books. So I hope this video was helpful. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, because starting on Monday, November 2nd, I'm going to be going live every day, Monday through Saturday. Sundays are not included, but Monday through Saturday, I'll be going live for an hour. And during that hour, I'll spend maybe 10 minutes sharing a daily book writing tip, book publishing tip, and then we'll spend the rest of the time working on our books together. So it's like a write my book with me kind of session, but you're going to be writing a book and I'm going to be writing my book. So I hope you can join me. I'd be excited to see you then. Make sure to hit the subscribe button.